going on, Baytown, Texas? Welcome to episode 129, season 8 of Talking Throws Podcast, Texas Style. I'm Coach Jason.
And I'm Coach Janelle.
And we are throws coaches with the track club, the Throwing Factory. You can go to the throwingfactory.com website to check out our bios. If you're looking for online lessons, if you're looking for video assessments, in person, whatever you need, we have some contact information on there that be able to help those throwers out. If we're not in the right location for you, we have Coach Knight and Power Performance out in Abilene, Coach Jarvis east at the Throwing Factory, Coach Casey Ketter north at the Throwing Factory. But now we actually have a javelin coach, and she's out of the Dallas area, former collegiate javelin thrower named Kendall Udi. And she's going to be handling all our javelin lessons. So if you have a turbo javelin thrower, if you're new to javelin, if you're a multi-athlete and you're struggling in a javelin event, reach out to you. We can connect you with Coach Kendall, and she can get you taken care of as far as javelin lessons go, javelin technique improved. Also, I'll remind everybody about a shopping page, and there's links for Lifting DFW, for the podcast, for Michelle Gregovich, for Fiber Sports, and for fourthrows.com on the website. We want to thank our sponsors for Season 8 Texas Track and Field Coast Association, TTFCA. I know Stuart is starting the registration for the Winter Clinic in January 2025. You can go on the website and find the link and register for that. Also, there's meets that are starting to post for 2025. So if you're looking for meets, that's the site to go to. Fourthrows.com, quality implements priced right. Right now, they're having closeout sales for shot puts, discus. You can find a training shot put right now for $32.99. You can find an ATE Super 2X disc, an 83% rim for $110. There's closeout on hammer gloves. Anything you need, indoor shot puts, anything you need throwing wise, go to fourthrows.com. They'll work with you. Use the code TalkingThrows10 to get 10% off, and which basically will cover your shipping. Also, Fiber Sports Discus, you can find that at fourthrows.com. Bruce Caldwell. We've been working with Bruce for a while. We're seeing more and more people throw those Fiber Sports Discus, whether you're a beginning thrower or maybe even at the Olympics as well, because it is IAAFA approved. So Fiber Sports Discus is, way to go if you're a beginning thrower or that professional thrower, and you can purchase that Fiber Sports Discus at fourthrows.com. Use that code NTX Timing. Let Carl Hornbeck and his crew run your meets. Anything from live results, getting those results posted quickly, from heats and organizing the meet. Let NTX Timing do that while you go coach your meet, because it's going to make your life easier. And those meets results are very, very important to get results posted, because we need those kids to possibly be recruited. That website again is ntxtiming.com. And if you want to contact Carl, you can email him or call him at carl.hornback@ntxtiming.com. That's carl.hornback@ntxtiming.com. Big Frogs of Colleyville, they've been handle all our embroidery. Thank you. If you need anything in the greater Colleyville area, reach out to them. Lifting DFW. And then also our YouTube channel. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to that. Comments and review. We try to, be on all platforms, Apple, Spotify. So anything you do, just tell your family and friends about Talking Throws Podcast Texas Style. Today's guest was a guest of ours in May of 2023 when she was graduating from Rice University. She just finished competing at the Paris Olympics in 2024, where she finished 20th. She did hit a mark of 1739 in the qualifying rounds to give her that 20th ranking. Earlier in the summer, the meet that helped her get into the Olympics, she hit a PR of 1791 to get her in, and she was one of 5 Icelandic competitors to compete in the Olympics in Paris. Please welcome to episode 124, Erna Gunnarsdottir.
She said it for us last time.
She said it for us last time.
Repeating it. Erna, we are sorry. I should have had you repeat it.
Yeah, we butchered it. So
She's amazing.
she's amazing. That's okay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're well. Hey, congratulations on everything. The Olympics and just a tremendous summer for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Ah,
so, well,
us-
we're just going to revisit kind of what you've been doing since we last talked and talk about the experience in in the Olympics. As you can see, we got our
we're
Paris
both wearing
shirts on
Oh,
shirts.
nice. Yeah, I saw
and
you guys
stuff.
managed
So
to go
just
visit.
kind of, visit that whole thing. This is kind of our Olympics post, review. And so we wanted you to be a part of that and just kind of as an athlete's perspective as well. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. Is that cool?
Yeah, cool.
All right. First question. Congratulations on being your country's flag bearer in the closing ceremonies.
Thank
So,
you.
so tell us like that feeling and representing your country and how did they ask you?
Yeah, so I didn't know that I was gonna be the flag bearer. I didn't really know how that whole closing ceremony thing worked, but how it ended up being was that there was no other Icelandic athlete in the Olympic Village by the time that the closing ceremony was happening.
Oh no.
So it was a process of elimination. Did you plan that? Told everybody to leave?
No, no, it's just everyone had finished. Even by the time that I arrived on August, I think I arrived August 4th.
Yeah.
Everyone else from my country had finished their competition. So we're 5 athletes in total.
Yes.
Everyone
We're going to
else
talk about
finished.
that.
So there was a different atmosphere in the village from all the other athletes because they like had their own de-stress situation. Their thing had gone over. So yeah, it was kind of weird coming into that.
Oh, wow. Wow. So did you just kind of hang out by yourself?
Yeah, no, I hang out by myself, and then obviously I hung out a lot with my coach,
Okay.
went with him everywhere, and then, the other team officials were really, really great. So just, good people around me all over.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So,
Now, so
go ahead.
we didn't watch the closing ceremonies,
Nuh-uh.
but what was that like? Was it in the stadium? Did y'all walk?
Yeah,
And you weren't on boats like the opening ceremonies, right? It was.
yeah. So it was in the Stade de France, the same place they had the track and field competition. So, they all we had to. It took a long time, all the way from the Olympic Village going into the buses and everything, and then you had to wait a long time outside in the warm-up area, and then they pull you up as flag bearers, and then you have to wait in a non-air conditioned room.
Oh, no.
Yeah, France is not good with ACs, sadly. Not like Texas. Texas is good with ACs.
Yes.
They've got it down. Um, they could learn a little bit from So
It's
yeah,
funny
it
that you
was
say that. We
really
went
fun.
to one restaurant that was close to the stadium that had air conditioner in it. And it was funny because they were pretty persistent on wanting us to eat inside where everybody that drank was outside. And I was like, no, we want to eat. And they were like, no, 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 no. And I looked up and I was like, oh, they have an air conditioner in here.
Because the other places we ate at did not have air conditioning inside, and we were
No.
just like, well, of course
Yeah.
it's not Texas hot, but it
Yeah.
was still hot.
It's
Yeah.
still uncomfortably hot a
Yeah.
little bit. It was, yeah.
So as you're walking out, you're just representing your flag and your country kind of by yourself and you make the loop.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I mean, you get kind of emotional like doing it because it's like you're surrounded by all these obviously other amazing athletes, and you get to be that like small part of representing your country at a big stage. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed, seeing all the other flag bearers from the other countries, and it was just a really awesome experience overall.
Wow. So did you get to keep the flag and the pole and stuff after?
No, no, they
No,
don't.
okay.
They don't do that. As soon as we line up, we went up on the stage, like walked around the whole thing with our flag, and then they just told us to stand there in the in the opening ceremony. So we stood there for a good like I think maybe like 20 minutes just holding a flag, and it's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
keep it upright. Like some people are just like putting it like on the ground and like not, but I didn't want to do that. I felt like that was kind of, I don't know. I wanted to
Yeah.
hold it up, so I was getting really tired, and then just something happens, and the volunteers takes the flag and you know, that's it.
Oh
And then
wow!
I try to
So
find the other Icelandic people, like the team members that were there, like the staff at the
yeah.
Olympics, and I couldn't find them because it was all crazy.
Oh
So
wow!
People
I was
everywhere.
just by myself most of the closing ceremony.
Well, okay. So were you on the field during the concert and all that?
Yeah, I was there. I
Oh,
was
that
just
had to be pretty cool.
yeah, it was pretty fun. It was really fun.
Yeah. What a great
That's
experience for
Well,
sure.
you should be strong enough to hold that flag. You can throw a shot put really far. Where some of those other athletes, they don't
True.
have that upper body strength, maybe.
So
True.
let's go back to that August 4th date. You get there, you're kind of by yourself. You know what was the process on a daily basis leading up to that qualifying day?
Yeah, I mean, first when you get to the Olympic Village, it's honestly like a huge shock to the system as an athlete because you walk in and then you're like immediately see a bunch of other great athletes. Like I don't like I walked in straight away and saw the world record holder in the triple jump, and then right next to that I saw Victor Wembanyama, the tall French player, and
Yeah.
then I walk a little bit more and I see Simone Biles and all the like I literally, as soon as I walked into the village, I saw all those people at once. And I was like, that's freaking insane. So I was complete like shock for the first time because I was apparently coming at a very busy time.
Yeah.
um so yeah, that's just a shock to get used to. And then you're just like trying to get used to living there, eating there, you know, all the whole situation because it's a complete shock to your
Oh
body.
wow. So just as far as food and stuff goes, was there like a cafeteria you could go to and that was open 24/7? Was there shopping in the village? Did you have kind of like your own room and your own corridor or something like that?
Yeah, I was lucky. I got my own room, which was pretty nice because everyone else had finished. So I was by myself in a room. But yeah, there's a massive cafeteria with like food from almost all over the world. I think by the time that I got there, they got handled the food situation quickly. They were at the beginning they were running out of food, and it wasn't really good quality. But the entire time I was there, honestly, I really enjoyed the food. I would go back now to eat it again because I just need meat and
Yeah.
rice or
Yeah,
noodles
protein
or
and
anything.
Yeah.
vegetables.
All
Yeah,
those
it's not simple. So I had really enjoyed it. There was some great desserts there that I was maybe eating before competition, but that's
It's
fine.
okay.
Um, as a thrower, you're allowed to eat
Yeah,
a
Yeah,
little bit
exactly.
yeah.
more than some of the smaller athletes. So I really enjoyed the food. There's cafes in there with like free coffee. There was croissants everywhere, fresh baguettes. It was just really incredible.
Oh
That how
wow.
awesome.
Now I have to. So was there like, could you like, if you wanted to wash your clothes or uniform, if you were competing a couple of days, was there like, a
Laundry.
washateria? Was there's other stuff like you could hang out and watch TV as a group or anything?
Yeah, the laundry situation was really cool. You just brought your laundry in the morning and then afternoon it would be finished, straight away. You could do that as often as you wanted, I guess. I just used it once because yeah, I was staying there for quite a while, so I needed it once, but I didn't really use it.
Yeah.
There was hangout areas where people could watch other sports and stuff, and it was pretty cool.
Did you get a chance to did you have time to hang out and meet people from other countries? Or did you
Yeah,
spend all your
I
time
tried to
getting
do that with the pin trading. Was pretty cool. That like gave you an kind of excuse to go up to people. Like you could because you trade pins from each country. So obviously a lot of people because there weren't a lot of Icelandic athletes, a lot of people came up to me and tried to trade pins. So I always try to I try to spark maybe a little conversation with people from all over, and I managed to get quite a few pins.
Oh
So
wow.
that was pretty cool.
So is everyone in their countries like a shirt or so you know what country they're from as you see them? They're always like supporting their or for
Yeah,
repping their country, I guess.
you get that many clothes that
Okay.
I mean, they just expect you just to wear that the entire time. So everyone's always wearing something, representing their country. So I could just go up to people and see immediately what country they're from, which is pretty cool.
So was there anybody in the village or any other athlete that you saw that you were kind of fangirling on, whether it was a
Simone
professional,
Biles.
somebody, is there somebody that you wanted to see that you maybe didn't see?
I mean, I don't really fangirl over most people. The only person that I fangirl over like constantly if when I see him is Ryan Krauser. I thought that was really cool. I saw him at the gym lifting and I saw him like walking down the Olympic and I was just like, that's so cool. So
There
I
you
fangirl over
go.
Ryan Krauser. But yeah, other people, it's just cool to see them. But yeah, I wasn't really fangirling over the athletes. It's just
Well, as
cool.
being a young and your first time in the Olympics too, it also had to be like a learning experience of kind of like mental notes of how other athletes are conducting themselves mentally and physically before they go out and perform. Correct?
Yeah, it's a great experience. I really want to be at the next Olympics in 4 years. Like that's
For
my big
sure.
goal. Big goals for the next 4 years is to be hopefully among the top people in 4 years. It's like, what I want to focus on mostly, and I'm trying to build my life around that. So as this Olympics coming in, ranked pretty low comparatively to other people. I really just wanted to take an experience and try to leave it with a great experience of the Olympics, and have a positive, outlook for the next 4 years and what I want to do with the sport. So it was great to see, being around all those top athletes was just more motivation for me to do my
Yeah,
sport.
yeah. So, so,
Awesome.
wh- so, initial question: your training and stuff like that. You got there the fourth. So, what did you have? Over a week until qualifying rounds, I think.
Yeah, it was just about, yeah. We competed on the 8th, so I had like 4 days up
Yeah.
until.
Okay. Okay.
I always rest the day before, so just
Okay.
before that it was just throwing and lifting 2 days before, like a light lift, and then before that, just lifting and a little
How were you
throwing and
feeling out of
shake
your
out.
throws? How were you feeling out of your throws during those 2 or 3 days before that qualifying day?
I was feeling pretty good. Like it was just I was having just solid throws. I was pretty happy with it. Like I just felt confident. I was just trying to trust the training that I'd done up until that point. I set pretty realistic expectations for the Olympic competition. I wasn't setting too high expectations, who comes to the Olympics and sets a PR
Yeah.
on the qualifying? That's not many people. So I set realistic goals for myself. I knew the spot where I was at, and yeah, I
What
think
what were
that was
what were those realistic goals?
honestly, I throw between 17 and 18 meters, and that was the goal to throw between 17 and 18 meters. That's what I've been doing. My average for the competition season this year was probably around 17-20,
Okay.
which was decent. And I was like, okay, if I can throw my average at the Olympics, that would be great.
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah,
So you threw, 1734, 1739, and 1729. And I tell you, you could see yourself like I would say if you felt like you had three more throws that day,
yeah.
I felt just watching you throw that you were like, okay, she might hit a PR today. Like she could go maybe 18. Am I right on that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm it's like hard to look back at that because I knew I had a far throw in me. Like those were just like to me, those 17-30 throws were like easy, If I felt
Yeah.
like I hit one in a good, pop off, which I didn't really get in my throws, I knew it would have gone, over 18. And I know I have that in me, but it's really hard to expect that in a competition like the Olympics.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
So
now, because man, we were in that stadium two or three different times on different days, and it was electric.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that was probably the most loudest stadium you've ever thrown in, correct?
yeah, 100%. I was
No,
like, yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, I got to go to the World Championships now, indoor and outdoor. Um, like barely barely made it to those competitions, but there's absolutely nothing that compares to the Olympic Stadium atmosphere. Like that's just insane the amount of people that were cheering for a morning session, like with just
Yeah.
qualifications. You're just like, what is going on? So that was really cool.
Yeah. Did you have a game plan going in? Because also too, there was a lot of y'all, and I was always kind of curious, kind of the mentality and the game plan when there's two rings going on, and you're just getting three throws, and that area, let's be real, is not accommodating for 35,
Yeah,
34
like
girls
crowded.
out there, and you're kind of like, there's not enough seating. Y'all were worried about the rain, I know, because what happened when the guys in the rain and all that. Kind of like, what was that approach getting out there and getting into the warm-ups?
Yeah, it's for me it's just trying to calm down before
Okay.
competition. I'm like naturally for a big competition, my adrenaline goes sky high. So for me it's just trying to calm myself down, trying to control the situation because when I feel like I'm in control, that's when I can perform at my best. So I try just to handle that. But honestly, before the competition, I try to imagine everything. I try to imagine the competitors that are going to be there, the competitors that are going to be, you know, talking or like they'll say hi to me or people that I know.
Yeah.
I imagine everything from the warm up into the call rooms, into the bag checks when you start warming up, and so that kind of compares you to perform at your best at that competition.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Is it-
that helped me a lot for the Olympics because I had time to mentally prepare
yeah.
beforehand.
Is that call room pretty intense? Is everybody's kind of just sitting there looking at each other and kind of like it's kind of an awkward, uncomfortable feeling?
Yeah, it can be, but there's some girls that are very like open and will talk a lot and make the situation more calm. I feel like for women's shot put, it's very most of the athletes are super. I mean, probably all of them are very friendly.
Good.
And good. So it's a very welcoming environment. And those that are not like talking a lot, they're just trying to focus on themselves. So it doesn't really feel too intimidating due to
Yeah.
a lot of athletes being very nice.
Yeah, which is
That's
great.
good.
So as far as your warm up goes, I don't know if we talked about it on the last episode. I don't remember. Kind of, so being a glider, are you a couple stand throws? Because I know there's a short amount of time that y'all get for warm up throws and stuff. So you get a couple of stand throw and a couple of fulls. Kind of, what's your approach?
Yeah, so I love stand throws as a glider. I would prefer to get if I was running if I was running the competition, I would at least give myself three stand throws and three glides, three
Okay.
full throws. But for the Olympics, they just promise you like 2 to 3 throws.
Yeah.
And then if there's more time, you get more. So what happened was my coach said, You're not going to get any stand throws for the competition because if you only get 2 or 3, you better use that as a glide." And that was pretty hard for me to prepare, but and accept that I couldn't do any stand throws because for my preparation, like if I get a good stand throw, I know I can have a really good throw. Like for me, like almost throwing a stand throw over 16 meters, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I can throw
Oh,
easy
wow. Yeah.
17 plus today. But they ended up telling us that we have like 25 minutes for throws or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I know I can get 3 throws in there. I'm gonna go against my coach and do at least one stand throw in the beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that was
So
pretty nice.
we noticed that in the other implements and stuff, like they was very limited on how they warmed up and stuff, and like it was weird too. For the shot puts, like it was one ring was running faster than the other, as well, and like, is there correspondence in that scenario between the officials on each ring if they're ahead or behind or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean they're supposed to start both of the flights at the same time, but that
Never
doesn't.
happens.
Yeah, that sometimes doesn't happen perfectly. Because there's a lot of, talking in between. And there's also, some people take longer, obviously, for their throws. Some people want to do drills in the circle. That takes a little bit more time. So it's never like completely equal which flight you you end up getting. But yeah, I mean, you just try to do the best with the throws that you get and try to like come into it like knowing that you're not going to get a lot of throws because there's
Yeah.
a lot of people there and
Yes.
very limited time. So yeah, 16 people in each flight was
was
a lot.
Yeah. So that first first attempt, 1734. You looked pretty confident in it. We're going to talk about technique too, because I've noticed a little bit of changes in your movement as well. Kind of, what was your mindset on that first throw?
I just my mindset was just I just want to get a good throw. Like it was just like, but kind of because of where I'm at, I really just wanted to go for all of my throws. Just trying to finish my throws very well. I wanted to, be powerful, be explosive. That was sort of what I was thinking about. I was just thinking about the cues that I had coming into competition and just trying to execute right before the throws.
Yeah, yeah. So I noticed in your technical standpoint, you're a little bit more upright, but you're doing a better job of loading on that right side coming down. Am I right on that?
Yeah, I'm more powerful. Right is.
Yes, and that's two things I did notice. You look very lean and like very like more fluid across the ring. So is that stuff you've been doing in your off-season training?
Yeah, I mean, just trying to be better physically is something I've been doing, trying to clean up my nutrition a lot, clean up my protein intake. So I've been
Good.
feeling pretty good over the last season, so that's something that was important to me. But yeah, technically I was just thinking about, trying to have a strong right side, staying over in my power position and just finishing well.
Yeah. And that was going to be my other point too, because the last time we talked, we talked about you doing a lot of non-reversing, and that reversing kind of happened reactively, and it's looked like you've been working on a reverse, and
Yeah.
some of your movement was like almost reverse, kind of a reverse stop type movement. Am I
Yeah.
right on that? Because it looked
Yeah.
like there was one. I'll be honest, because at 1739, I thought was a lot further. I was like, damn, that
They
was
measured that wrong.
Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that didn't come off like that moment was really great. It felt like a great moment. It didn't come off I think my hand as perfectly as I wanted. Like I didn't get that pop up in the finish. So that could have been a great one, but yeah. That was pretty good though.
Yeah. So that kind of have you been working a reverse finish in your off season in the summer and stuff in the training?
Just working on try to finish over the toe board basically is what I've been
Yeah.
working on a lot. Like having a strong right leg, like really sticking that, strong leg, finishing that all the way up, lifting, having a good lift throughout the throw is very finished, and then just like trying to quickly reverse, like having a
Quickly
speedy
reverse.
reverse, so that is
Wow.
what I've been working on.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about your PR, but that 1791 that you threw a month ago or something like that, that was more of a reverse finish. Like you really got around that one and finished. That was like that popped out and you're like, ooh, she's reversing. For
Yeah,
sure.
that was a great competition. That was like the last meet to qualify basically for the Olympics, the last qualifying meet to go. And at that point, I knew that I'd fallen out of the rankings for the Olympics.
The Texas Track and Field Coaches Association coaches education through our annual Winter Clinic, the state's #1 track and field clinic. Texas Track and Field Promotion, our postseason Meet of Champions, lobbying efforts with the state's governing bodies, the Texas Track and Field Hall of Fame. If it involves Texas Track and Field, we're at the forefront. Join our mission in continuing to make Texas Track and Field the nation's best.
Yeah, so before the competition, I was literally like, if I don't throw a PR today, I'm not gonna go. So what I just came into the competition like, fuck it, kind of. I'm just gonna throw far today, and yeah, I ended up having a lot of good throws that competition. Just wanting to
Oh,
to
wow.
like,
So that 1791 got you into the Olympics.
yeah. If I wouldn't have thrown that, I would not have gone. I would have fallen out of the rankings
Oh, wow.
on
So
the last meet of the
going into the
qualifying.
rankings, what were you ranked?
I was, I think, 34 4, I think, going into that meet. Obviously I knew that some people would fall out of the
Yeah.
rankings, but being 34 was, I knew that was not going to make me, and I knew I needed to have a good meet to be sure to qualify, because most other people also had their nationals that weekend, which gives you a lot of points for the rankings.
Yeah.
So I knew I needed a really good throw to make it into the rankings.
Oh, wow. So you hit that, then it was like kind of wait and see approach to see if you still got in?
Yeah, because at that point I was 33rd into the rankings and 32 make it when it was like the first qualifying thing. And then 2 people ended up not going. So I ended up being 31st out of 32
Oh,
qualifying.
wow.
So
Wow.
that was that was pretty close, but it was
That is.
very nerve-wracking waiting for the results.
I bet.
So did your company, did your national federations contact you on that? Did you get an email to how to let you know you got in?
Yeah, no, I'd been following like other results and stuff like that for like basically a week, because it didn't come out immediately. Like there was a week before the end list of people came, and then I just got a call from my coach telling me that I got in, and I was like just jumping with
Oh,
joy. So
wow.
it was very fun to know. I just got a call like, yeah, you're going to the Olympics.
So
Wow.
when was that? So how much ahead of time did you have to prepare? Like when did you know you were going?
I think that was beginning of July
Oh,
that I knew
wow.
I was going for
Oh,
sure.
About a
wow.
month.
So I got a month knowing that I was going. Yeah, it was pretty, you know, good that I had that time to prepare. Obviously, if I would have known like right before, I would have been stressed out of my mind going. But I managed to set good expectations for myself and know what I wanted to do in the competitions, which was really good.
Wow. So
So-
what, I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask, did your parents and family get to come watch you? Like who all came to
Yeah,
support?
my boyfriend came, and then my parents and my little sister came to watch. It was really fun.
Oh, that had to be a great experience.
Yeah, it was awesome. Awesome having them there. I haven't had them at like big international meets before, or like any meets outside of Iceland. So it was really fun to have that first meet be the Olympics.
Oh, wow. So my question was for Janelle interrupted.
My question was better.
What was that phone call back to Breck and to Rice and letting them know that you were going to the Olympics?
Oh, that was very fun. I was very excited to, to let him know that I made it. Because he wasn't sure about going, and yeah, it was really great getting the call and be like, yeah, I'm going to the
Oh,
Olympics.
wow. Wow. So what was it like for him to be over there, and kind of the trials and tribulations you went through at Rice and had a great career and kind of you've moved on, but y'all are still kind of in that training mode. And that's your coach. What was that experience like?
No, it was awesome to get to have him with me. I'm really fortunate that, Iceland Athletics was just like, choose who goes with you as a coach. And I just thought like, who do I want to be with me at the Olympics? And I don't think of anyone else better than my coach at Rice, because he's somebody that got me to that position. I started my Rice career at 1450 and I ended up at 1792. So I was like, yeah, that's who I wanna be with me at the
Oh,
Olympics. So
wow.
it was really great.
Wow, that's amazing experience. Now, did you enjoy the moment after that? Did you just kind of sit there and watch everybody throw after your pre-qualifying and just take everything in?
Yeah, it was very fun. I just like, okay, that was great. You have obviously emotions, like obviously I had disappointment that I didn't go, which is normal. I really wanted to throw a PR, and I really knew that I had a PR in me. But as a thrower, that's like it's very hard to just set those expectations for yourself to throw a PR constantly. So you try to deal with those emotions. But yeah, I watched the rest of the qualifying marks, rest of, it was very exciting qualifying. It was very shocking qualifying. To be honest, to see some really great people not perform,
Yeah.
where you would have expected, which was, yeah, shocking. And then I got to watch the competition, the day after, which was really fun and, a crazy competition too. So that was awesome.
Yeah. So now was going to be one of my questions. Did you go back watch the finals and stuff like that? So.
Yeah, I was watching in the audience. It was really really cool, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, you could see like the emotions of the athletes are extremely high during the Olympics. Like you can see there's like top level shot putters that you would have expected to do well at, you know, any competition that they go to. But, you know, you can see that the Olympic atmosphere is just something completely different, and, you know, it's hard to manage, which is like makes it even more of a fun meet to watch, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. And just being in that environment and stuff and all the stuff going on, it just was just unbelievable. Did you get to watch any of the other races? Did you go back to the track and field any other nights besides for the
Yeah,
shot?
I watched the Mondo jump.
Oh, you were there the pole vault.
Yeah, I was there at the pole vault, which was pretty fun. I didn't go that many times after that. I was just a couple of days afterwards just enjoying Paris with my family, and I didn't want to like spend the night at the watching the track if not. But I watched all of the events in TV all the time, so yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun.
Did your parents go to any other events?
Or did you go to any
or,
other
yeah,
event?
did you go get a chance to watch anything else?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch anything else.
Have
Because
you
by
been
that
to
point there
Paris?
was like finals and stuff, and it was hard to get into those events than maybe in the beginning. But yeah, I didn't watch anything
Had you
else.
ever been to Paris before, or your family, or no, so y'all got to
No,
tour a lot of it? What were some of the things you got to go see?
just walking around was fun. Just seeing, you know, the city was really fun. Eating a lot of food was fun.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
like eating
You did,
sweets, so the pastries were really good.
Yes.
they were. Did you go to the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, I went into the area of the Eiffel Tower and stuff. That was
Okay.
good.
Okay. Did you go to the top? Because we went to the
No.
top. It was scary.
We did. We made it all the way to the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh
It's
wow.
crazy.
That's
But we
crazy.
didn't go at night. Which
That's what we missed out.
did you? Were you able to go at night?
No, I went during the daytime, so I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and stuff like that.
It was
So
pretty cool.
definitely on the bucket list to go back for sure. So going back to the competitive question, because you know, no worries. Glide shot putter, y'all are a small group. You know, did you find yourself? Because I'm sure you haven't thrown against Gong a lot,
Yeah,
but you know, and there's some similarities in y'all's movement. So did you find yourself kind of watching her a little bit more? And because she's a legend, she is
yeah,
a legend in the shot put world and what she's been able to do. And she is one of my favorite throwers of all times. I just love her movement. You know, it's kind of a little bit of Valerie Adam movement as well. Um, did you find yourself watching her? Because there was also another glider from Portugal, and there was yourself. And I think there was another girl from Germany that was a
yeah.
glide shot putter. So I think there was like 4 or 5 of y'all, right?
No, yeah. I think there was, yeah, about that. I loved watching the German girls technique when honestly at the finals. She had
Yeah,
great glide technique. Honestly, Gong just has massive amounts of power, and just it's wonderful watching her throw. So I was obviously watching their throws, but not during the competition. But
yeah,
after I was rewatching it, it was really cool. I met Gong in the Olympic Village, and like there's not a lot of, and she wanted to trade. They came up to me and wanted to trade pins, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So I asked her for a picture with her, and it's like the only person I've ever gone up to and like asked for a picture.
really.
I have a picture with her now. But she's just a legend. Going to all those Olympics, being an
That's
Olympic
awesome.
champion.
Oh wow.
She's
Okay, do
awesome.
you have the picture?
I think I do. Yeah.
Okay, because all right, because on the collage, send it because we're gonna post that.
We could add it.
Heck yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. You actually got a picture with her?
Yeah, I got a picture with her. That was
Oh
really cool.
wow!
That's
You should. I tell you, in 2028, you should print that out. It's like, hey, autograph this.
She's there
Yeah.
to compete.
Yeah, she's there to compete. So like that. So what did you do after you just kind of hung out and ate and saw some of Paris and stuff after the competition? You were there to closing ceremonies. You just hung out in the village.
Yeah, just hang out of the village, just, you know, chill, have a good time, you know, eat a lot of food, eat all the desserts that you were kind of feeling better about eating before, and you ate more afterwards. That's kind of what I was doing. Um, so yeah, just enjoying, you know, being around a lot of great people, you know, in our team, you know, via state, the throwing coach for Daniel Stahl was, and Simon Pettersson was part of our team in Iceland.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was pretty cool, getting some of his knowledge and everything of being around that. And yeah, just enjoying the time.
Oh wow, that had to be really cool for sure.
That's awesome. I'm gonna jump back a little bit. Can I go backwards?
Yes.
So I was reading, we
To 5 years old. No.
we were reading an article that I guess we came across before you went to the Olympics, and some of the things you were doing, all the odd jobs that you worked to help you. So I was like, all right, pizza, security, the government, and kids with autism. All right. Tell me all about those jobs and how did you have time to do all
How
of
were your security guard?
lift
Yeah.
weights and throw and all that?
No, I planned basically the year after graduating to focus on my training and on throwing. So it was a big part of, you know, what I wanted to do. And for me, the thought process was just like everything else is just secondary. So to try to get extra money, it was just, you know, trying to do whatever I wanted. I did a internship with like a government in the fall, where I was, you know, trying to work on improving sports with a certain district of the city. And then I was just picked up my old pizza job that I had in high school. Just for,
Delivery?
yeah, no, like a pizza waitress job.
Oh, okay.
I worked as some security, and then I was, you know, I have kind of a program where you help kids with like disabilities. So I was helping a couple kids too. So yeah, just whatever I could do just to try to make it as a thrower. And I'd saved up some money before the year just to, you know, in preparation from like grants that I'd received from the government and stuff. So I was able to just do odd jobs to support myself.
That's so are you, because there were only 5 athletes, right, from Iceland that made it to the Olympics. So how, like, since you guys have come back, or are you well known? Like,
Are you famous?
are you famous? You know, like Ryan Krauser, I guess, well, in America, if you're only in the shot put world, you know, but you know what I mean? Like, are you famous in Iceland? Does everybody know who you are? Because you were one of the 5 Olympians.
Yeah,
If
I
they follow
mean,
Olympics, I guess.
I'm not famous, but I'm like people have been coming up to me and saying like good job at the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
For Iceland, like when like a lot of people say they don't watch sports, but they watch when Iceland competes. So like when Iceland is in the Olympics, like most people like will sit down and try to watch all of the athletes competing, which is really great. So I definitely got a lot of attention making it to the Olympics, and I've had a lot of people come up to me, talk to me, wishing me congratulations that I have no idea who they are, and yeah, it's been really interesting.
That's awesome.
But
for
you
me.
deserve it. Like
Yeah.
you've represented your country. You took a chance of coming into the States and and into a new environment, and then you're back over there representing your country, chasing a dream and stuff. So that leads us up to what you're doing currently since it's over. Are you kind of in your off season break? And then when do you pick up the shots? Are you getting ready for indoor stuff in 2025?
Yeah, 100%. I'm taking a little break after the Olympics. I've been traveling a little bit, you know, just, you know, chilling, relaxing, trying to, you know, because it's such a high experience that you're doing. It's so crazy going to the Olympics. And then when you go back home, it's kind of like dealing with you know, just regular life becomes a little bit weird. So I've been trying to set up a schedule, or you know, I'm going to see friends, being with my family. You know, I went and traveled around Iceland right when I came home, and you know, just trying to relax a little bit and have fun. And yeah, I'll be picking up the shot put probably in a couple of weeks. I think I'm going back to training mid-September is my
Okay.
plan at the moment. So I'm taking a pretty good break, but obviously staying active, lifting, even though it's not like scheduled, but like lifting just because it feels good, and I like exercising. So I'm not gonna skip out on that. Um, so yeah, pick up on heavy training and having a good plan. In September is what's the goal?
Good. So in 2025, are you already kind of started looking at your schedule and stuff? What's kind of the plan?
Yeah, I'm hoping I can have a really great indoor season. You know, that would be good. And then it's planned for Tokyo 2025. I want to be, you know, at the best at the
Yeah.
at those. It's gonna be a weird season though, because it's gonna be so late in the year. So I think I'm gonna stretch up. Like I'm gonna try to schedule my season pretty well next year. So that'd be good for those big meets late in the year.
Any plans to come back to Houston or the U.S. for a little while to train or throw?
Yeah, that's sort of in the plans, maybe coming to doing like a couple of weeks in Houston in the preseason is kind of what I want to do. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah. So, and
Awesome.
I don't know the answer to this. I'm kind of curious. So, like, how would someone at your level right now and your ranking and what you've thrown, what would you have to do to qualify for like the Diamond League meets and stuff like that? How to get in?
I'd have to throw further,
Okay.
honestly. That's as simple as it is. Our sport is just, you know, that's always helps with everything, and that's just the goal. But as soon as you throw further and you get in, going to Diamond League meets is kind of about having an agent that helps you get into
Oh,
those things.
really? Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people have agents that help them come into meets, or they're just that good that, you know, they'll just go
Yeah.
into those meets automatically just because of how good they are. So making it into those meets can be kind of difficult. But yeah, even the like ranking meets, the World Athletics like bronze and challenger and silver and gold
Yeah.
meets, they can be kind of difficult to get into if you don't have an agent. So it's all about like trying to try to contact people all over meet directors. Like I'm emailing people by myself trying to get into meets.
Okay.
That's what I did last year. So that's sort of what I'm probably gonna be doing next year. Hopefully I won't have to do that, but I
Yeah.
will do that if that's necessary. So yeah, that's how you
Yeah.
get into those bigger
Well, how
meets.
far do you like 18, or do you think it would be like 18-25 to really kind of put yourself up to that into those meets?
Yeah, I think so. I think you
Okay.
can be a 18 mid to 18 high person to get
Okay.
into those big meets. And like get into anywhere, I guess, when you have like that qualifying mark um to bigger tournaments, like it's been 1880 at the moment. I think
Yeah.
that kind of helps you get into that status, especially, yeah. So yeah, it's about throwing further.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Yeah, well, with now, and I'm sure you're familiar with what's going on in Oklahoma and how that because you know the world record and all that type of stuff. Would that be part of the plan to come over there to accrue those points to maybe get those marks to get you back over there into those Diamond League meets?
Yeah, 100%. I want to go to Oklahoma again. I went this year.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I went to the ranked meet that they had, which was really fun. It was a great atmosphere with a lot of great throwers. That meet actually helped me get into the Olympics. It was my fourth or fifth best ranked meet to go into the Olympics. So those meets definitely help a lot when you're a thrower. So yeah, I'd love to go back there and throw.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, wow. What a great experience and stuff. We're so proud of you and what you've done and just the success you had. It's just tremendous. Is there anything in the Olympics in Paris that you didn't expect it to be like? Because we've never been to Paris and we've never been overseas. And so number one, we were just amazed on how friendly people were.
Yeah.
But friendly from other countries and like supporting their athletes. Everybody was talking in the stands and all that stuff. Is there anything that kind of really surprised you?
Yeah, just how much of an interaction countries had, like other athletes from other countries were having with each other. It was kind of surprising to me. I thought, especially like the big type athletes would just keep to themselves. And yeah, obviously a lot of them did. They didn't stay in the Olympic Village, but some of them did. And it was still like people left them alone. People let them, you know, be be by themselves and, you know, try to do their time. I think to the most part. Um, but yeah, that interaction with people from other countries was great to me. You didn't really see just athletes traveling just in groups together. You often
Yeah.
saw people interacting from many different countries when you were walking around, which was really cool to see. Which is honestly the greatest part of the Olympics as a whole is to see, you know, that kind of a peaceful platform for the
Yeah.
world to have through sports, which is really cool.
Yeah, great answer on that, because we were just, man, it was the best sporting
Yeah, it was
experience
awesome.
we've ever went to, and I've seen a lot of great stuff, and it was just like, wow. I
Yeah.
could have sat there 10 days in a row and watched that track and field,
Oh,
and just
yeah.
every time, I don't care if the France person got last place,
That
they
place
were
was
going
loud.
crazy. And I don't know if you watched discus, but when Rashawn, the discus throw, the female discus thrower got there, they were just going
It was so
ballistic for
loud.
her. It was really cool. I'm curious something going back to that, the training facility, kind of that track behind the stadium. Where was the shot put at? Was there a ring out there?
It was not in the warm-up area, but they had provided like, yeah, which is, it should have been a shot put circle, which should not
Yeah,
have been
okay, that's
hard
okay.
to.
Where was it at?
It was like a 5-minute bus ride away from the stadium. But to me, in the morning, I didn't want to risk going to that stadium that early because you have to be, it's a big process going. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
want to the bus ride. And honestly, I don't, after competing in the European Championships where the buses were not good, and I showed up, like, I had to run to the call room to make it to the competition. I was like, I'm not going to take a bus in Paris right before like a competition. So they should have had a one shot at circle there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just, shot
Portable
putters.
something,
So,
yeah.
all right, so little investigating. So for discus throwers and for hammer, was that a 5-minute bus ride to that location as well?
I think so. Yeah, I do think so. I think it was a throwing. Yeah, pretty sure. So if they wanted
Really?
to do that, they could do that.
Oh wow. Now were y'all allowed to like go out on the field or and do drills and stuff like that, and just
Oh,
before, were y'all allowed to do that out there stuff?
So because I didn't come until like August 4th when the competition had already started, I couldn't do that. So that was
Oh,
just the
okay.
competitions, obviously the morning and evening session. There was no time for athletes to go and see the stadium. But I think before the track and field event started, there was one like small time period where people could test out the circles and everything. But you you had no way of trying out the circles before the competition, which is kind of like you want to do that, but if you
Yeah.
can't do that, you just have to adapt to that.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of curious, after the fact, were you prepared for the rain? Because the situation in the men's final and everybody slipping and stuff, was that something you kind of, if a shower popped up and they didn't wipe out those rings?
Yeah, I throw in like the Throw Star shoes. There's a really grippy shoes. I
Yeah.
just like those. So I had a fresh pair with me, which is like really grippy, just in case that happened. But honestly, as a glider, I don't really worry about the rain,
Yeah.
that much. So I kind of like it when the ring itself is pretty slick. So yeah, that didn't matter that much to me, but I was prepared with an extra pair of shoes.
I just thought about this and I'm curious. So implement check-in. How many shot puts did they allow you to check
Oh,
in?
that's a good question.
Oh, I'm not sure. I always just check one shot put. I
Oh,
think you
really?
probably, yeah, I think you probably are allowed to check in maybe two. Um,
Okay.
or maybe more. I'm not really sure about that, but they will, if you check it in early, they will let you know if it's not checked, like if it
Oh, they
doesn't come
will.
through.
So if it's
Yeah,
impounded,
so
they'll
you
let you know.
can, yeah, so you can, I think there's a time period where you can try to check in another implement if the other one doesn't go through. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
wow.
good
Okay,
question.
good to know. And tell us again, because I think we talked about, you throw the bigger shot put, right? The 108,
yeah,
108,
the 110, the
110. Okay,
110,
you throw the
yeah,
110 then.
as big as possible. That's what
Yeah,
I like.
for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
Yeah, like really world class athletes at like so many different sports doing their thing is so freaking cool.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
Amazing.
It's
seeing different types of athletes is also the best thing because you walk around the Olympic Village and you're not like, oh, like I feel out of place being in my body being big and tall and strong. Because there's so many different types of people, which is
yeah.
the
Yeah.
coolest thing.
Cool. Well, cool.
Awesome.
All right. We're gonna see you in 2028.
Yes, it was great
Play.
talking to you guys.
Well, thank you so much for your insight and stuff. It's just tremendous, and
Yeah,
congratulations.
that's so
We were
awesome.
rooting for you. I saw you throw, and hey, what you've been doing is keep doing it because you look very fluid. You look athletic and explosive. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. Because I was thinking, I was like that second throw. I was like, man, that ball's going to pop out. So you're getting there for sure. So for sure.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on all of it. That's so awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
So awesome to be an Olympian.
Yeah. So how many pins did you get?
I think I got like 35 countries or 40.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it was pretty nice. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Have
much.
a great
Thank
day.
you.
Bye.
We'd like to thank Erna for being on. First of all, if you've never been to the Olympics, we encourage you to go. If you're in the U.S., try to go in 2028 because the Paris Olympics were something that I never thought that I'd had the opportunity to go to, and it was just an amazing. That's something I'll remember for the rest of our lives. And just like she said, just the competition spirit was at an all-time high. And to see athletes at that level compete where you maybe don't see behind the scenes because it's on a TV, and you get to see that and witness that up close was just really, really amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. And her story, just getting there, we didn't know that she was almost didn't make it.
Yeah.
Until that last meet, and then just getting there and setting realistic goals. I love that. I just said you can't go to the Olympics and plan to set a PR, especially your first year when you're young and you're 31st. Out of 32, you've got to go in with some realistic goals.
And also show you the maturity of how she walked in there with a game plan and not because it's the Olympics. I'm just going to go out and try to PR and overdo something that you maybe not. Maybe you're not capable of doing just yet. Excuse me, but you could definitely see her improvement, her progress. And she belonged, and she's Olympian now, and she's chased that dream like we talked about in the first episode, and she's constantly improving. And it wouldn't surprise me in 2028 or maybe 2032 that she's made a name for herself worldwide, and is making those finals and possibly even medaling for sure. And just being a handball player in a background and dedicated to that, and doing what it takes of working odd jobs. Just like we heard with Joe Brown and other people on the show, to help, pay the bills while you're chasing this dream. And she's definitely living that dream. And we hope Iceland can hopefully help her out. And big shout out to Rice University and Breck Christensen for what he's done in her life and the influence he's had to help her get there. And, for his experience of going to Paris.
It'd be awesome. All right. We want to thank our sponsors, Texas Track and Field Coach Association. Go to ttfca.org for all the latest. For throws, for quality implements priced right, go to forthrows.com. Use the code TalkingThrows10. Get your 10% off. NTX timing, I believe they're probably pretty busy this time of year with some cross-country meets. But get them on your schedule for when you've got some track meets coming up. They will hook you up and let you coach your kids while they do all the work. So reach out to Carl Hornbeck at NTX Timing. Excuse me. Big Frogs at Colleyville for all of our printing needs. Go to Colleyville at bigfrog.com if you're looking to get t-shirts or anything made.
Hello, Talking Throws Texas podcasters. I'm Bruce Caldwell. I'm here today to introduce the FiberSport Discus. Yes, many of you thought I only made great vaulting poles. I have been bringing quality discuses to the throwers' hands for over 40 years. First as Cantabrian USA representative, then for the past 10 years as the Nelco discus distributor. I introduced the yellow-plated discus for the plastic's best durability. If your FiberSport discus breaks, we replace it. Our studies have reached into the science of using a wind tunnel and adding microchips to the discus to find the spin, the gravity, the flight stability of the discus. We have found it's not about rim weight anymore. It's more about creating a balanced stability to allow the discus to fly and surf the wind. Our new FiberSport discus is made to be selected to fit your needs, no matter the weather, no matter the conditions. Check out our discus selection guide at fibersportdiscus.com and find a dealer in your area that sells our fine product. Thank you, Jason and Janelle, for allowing me to talk with your listeners on Talk and Throws Texas Style.
we can help you out there. And then, as always, look at our Throwing Factory webpage. All our kind of how well our kids did this year. We've had some amazing kids with great results. So we've got those posted out there. And then, if you're liking this podcast, like it, share it. We did have, how many people? 5 people or 6. They've been on the podcast.
Oh,
We had several people that we've interviewed on the podcast that were just at the Olympics. So go back and look those up and check all of that out. So that's it. You got anything else?
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you guys.
See you down the road.